Hey everyone, welcome back to Be Nice Yoga Online. My name's Krista and today we are moving through a yin yoga practice. So this practice, our intention is to focus on healing our heart space, to open back up through our heart space. This week has been a really heavy week for the world, and with practices like this, we can start to come back to our bodies. We can start to feel more like ourselves and that we're connected. Because when we're connected and when we're in our heart space and when we're actually grounded in our bodies, we're able to do really incredible work to help these causes and to put our best foot forward and to change our old ways. So I really want you to focus today on your heart space. We will be doing postures that physically open up our chest and our heart center, but also as we're in postures that aren't focusing on that area, try to notice what's happening in your heart space. So if you're new to this channel, I have my little puppy Emma with me today. And you know, if you're at home doing this practice, your animals might want to join you. I always just say welcome them and make them a part of your practice. So before we get started in our physical practice today, let's make sure we've got a bolster or some sort of pillow or supportive rolled up blanket. A cord block is always a nice option in our yin yoga practice. I like to spread out a blanket and sit on a meditation cushion as well, but these are all just options. You can do most all yin postures without props. They just do feel a little bit more supported when we have those blankets and pillows around us. So let's begin in a seated posture, rolling the shoulders down the back. I want you to tuck the chin just ever so slightly so we can create that long alignment through the spine and close the eyes here. Giving yourself some permission now just to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. We breathe in space. We breathe out tension. We breathe in love. We breathe out fear. We breathe in acceptance. Breathe out judgment. And then after those deep clearing breaths, just settling into a natural flow in and out through the nose, please. I like to take the first few moments of our practice to really ground into our physical body, noticing what we're showing up with physically, emotionally, energetically. Knowing that whatever you're showing up with on your mat today is exactly okay. You are exactly enough in this moment. And it's okay if you feel a little heartbroken, feel like you're grieving or sad. And it's okay if you're not, if you feel open and expansive and inspired. Honoring exactly where you are today, and then centering yourself, accepting and letting go. We're going to drop our chin now in towards our chest, please, giving ourselves just a moment here to release the head side to side. Blink your eyes open and come back to the space that you're practicing in. And then lifting up through the gaze, we're going to roll our shoulders down the back once again. So today let's start in a reclined butterfly position. Grab your block if you have one towards the back of your mat, and then use your bolster to create a bridge. Now if you don't have these props here, again, you can roll up a pillow and use that instead. We're going to bring our low back up into our bolster, and then option with the legs. First option is straight legs. Second option is butterfly legs. So that's going to bring it more into the hips if you choose that option. So feet together, knees apart for butterfly. Grab onto the bolster, again tucking the chin here. We're going to very slowly lengthen ourselves all the way back over the bolster, rolling our spine down, and then our shoulders over the bolster, hands out beside the body. Let's rest here for about 3 to 4 minutes. Again, option with the butterfly legs. It does bring it deeper into the hips, so if it's too much, you can straighten them out. We want to make sure our low back is feeling okay and healthy here. And then just giving yourself the opportunity to breathe energy and awareness into your heart center. Eyes can close. We're resting and breathing here. So if you're new to the practice of yin yoga, what we work through in this practice is long holds through postures. It allows us to drop deeper through the superficial muscle into the tissues and fascias beneath. On an emotional level, it allows us the space to feel what is being held in the body. It also gives us the practice of sitting in stillness without trying to escape it by fidgeting, thinking, going to our phones. So palms up if that's comfortable. Our hands are in the receiving position. And with our hearts open, we're feeling that love flow through us. There will be moments in our yin yoga practice today that are silent, where only the music can be heard. I want you to really acknowledge that silence, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it doesn't feel quite right. Just let it flow. Focus on the breath, focus on the body, and be present in the silence. It's a beautiful place. Take a few more breaths here in our reclined butterfly position. If you want for the last few breaths, to reach the arms up overhead, you can, getting a little bit deeper into the shoulders. Now that I said her name, she thinks we're gonna play. Right now? Just relax, honey. Nice, and with the arms up overhead, if you chose that option, you can give yourself a full body stretch, being really mindful of the shoulders. And then gently relaxing the hands back down beside the hips. This time grounding the palms into the earth, please. And then bringing your feet, bending your knees so that the feet are planted into the earth, hands and feet connected. Take a few moments here just to really breathe into that rooted, grounded energy through the feet and the hands. Feeling present in the body, present in the space that you're practicing in. Nice work, everyone. So to release out of this pose, you're welcome to roll onto one side and gently press back up to seated, or you can grab your knees, tuck your chin, use the strength of your core, and roll back up, giving yourself a hug as you arrive, stretching out the full back body, curling the chin to the chest. Got 2 more breaths here, just quickly countering that butterfly pose. Our next posture is going to be a forward fold butterfly. So when you're ready to unwind, release, and bring your feet out in front of you. If If you can, if you have, I should say, your bolster and your block, let's bring it out in front of us this time. So what I like to do here in forward fold butterfly is stack my block up on my feet and then use your bolster to create a bridge this way. This is going to be for our chest and our belly as we fold forward. So if you need a little bit of elevation, you can roll up your blanket under your bum, okay? We're going to lengthen out through the spine and just rest the hands on the shins. Find an inhale to lengthen and an exhale to start to walk yourself forward. The belly's going to find the bolster, maybe the chest, and then either the forehead or one cheek can rest down. Now, if this is too much of a forward fold, for me it is today, I'm just going to actually make a higher bridge. Okay, so you can choose depending on whether you worked out or if you're feeling sore and stiff through the body. There's always options here. So taking some time, again, about 3 to 4 minutes in our holds today to drop nice and deep through the tissues of the hips, the low back, all the way up the back body. So whenever we work into postures where gravity can help us, let's use that energy. So we're not necessarily pulling ourselves forward, but rather just allowing the heaviness of the body to help drop us a bit deeper. If you'd like here to switch to the opposite cheek, go ahead, just still staying in that deep forward fold. Take a few more breaths here into our butterfly forward fold. And then as you're ready, there's absolutely no rush to come out of this. We're going to ground the hands. And then nice and slow press up. I always like to just find a little bit of movement side to side. Okay, this is helpful to release any tension through the low back. It just allows us that space to release the hips as well. Coming back up to a tall spine, we'll roll the shoulders down the back, placing your bolster up towards the feet this time, and then the block can come off to the side. We're gonna bring our feet together, knees bend. This time walking our hands back behind us. Let's knock our knees side to side here. Whew. Feel that right away. Windshield wiper knees. Okay, a little bit of release through the hips. Nice, last few breaths. everyone. Let's come back to center. Oh my goodness. Sorry, you guys. Oh, that scared me. It's enough, Em. Let's cross over at the ankles and roll forward. We're gonna come into a tabletop position now, please. Hi, honey. Em got a little excited, I guess, that we were coming into tabletop. So giving yourself just an opportunity here to release. You can come back and forth. You can wag your hips side to side. Really listening to the body as we come into tabletop for a few deep breaths. You scared me, Em. We're gonna spend our next posture on our belly. So as you're ready, as you feel stretched out here, let's all the way lower down onto the belly. And just rest your forehead onto your hands. Tuck the toes so that you can lengthen the legs out, and then untuck the toes. Tops of the feet are grounding. Let's rest our head, feeling our belly grounding into the earth. Deep breath here, please. Now our next posture is going to be a cobra pose, so a gentle back bend chest opener. You're welcome to start with the hands planted and come up onto the forearms. So belly is heavy. You can notice my back body isn't clenched. We don't want to straighten the legs and squeeze the bum. We want to feel relaxed and at ease here. If you want a bit more support, which I love in this posture, you can grab your bolster or your pillow and bring it up underneath the chest and then soften back down, bringing your elbows into the mat and then making a little bridge for your chin. You can close the eyes. Let's breathe into our heart center, noticing this openness through the front body. Okay, what's happening through your low back? How do you feel here? If you're noticing some pinching or any sort of severe discomfort, let's walk ourselves a little bit deep or a little bit further out so we're less deep in that pose. What I want you to do is actively notice that the belly is really heavy into the mat. Okay, nice deep breaths here. Close the eyes if that feels comfortable. Spend about 1 more minute here, really trying to relax as best as you can into this. So only really the arms and the shoulders, if you don't have a bolster, are really helping you stay up. If you do, you can just simply rest. Lie down, This is what happens when you invite them into your practice. They distract you. This is all part of how we learn in our yoga practice. Just go with the flow and laugh it off. Let's take 3 more breaths here, please. And then as you're ready, slow release. We're gonna bring our hands to our bolster and roll it all the way out in front. Okay, giving ourselves an opportunity to rest the wrists on the bolster as we drop the forehead to the mat. Little upper back stretch here. More deep breaths here into your upper back, your shoulders, really lengthening out. And then as you're ready, what we're gonna do is bring our hands under our shoulders and tuck the toes, slowly pressing up and back. Just noticing either a tabletop or a child's pose. We are going to transition to a supported child's pose right away, so just taking some time to move, to stretch and release. Coming back onto your blanket if you migrated off. Nice work, everyone. So grab your bolster. We're going to bring it out in front of us the same way as our mat is, and bring our knees as wide as the mat, toes touch together, and we're going to sit back over the heels. So finding that wider stance with the knees so that we can come into the outsides of the hips and the low back. This is going to feel really great after our cobra pose. As you're ready, we're going to walk ourselves gently forward, finding the bolster resting the belly, the chest, and then one cheek to the bolster, hands just out in front of you. And giving yourself permission here to be heavy through the hips, to relax fully into this counter stretch. Again, finding some sense of ease and peace in these moments of silence. Feeling relaxed. If you're resting on your right cheek, we'll just switch to the other side, or left cheek. Let's just make sure, I should say, to feel even through the neck. Take a few more breaths here, please. as you're ready, feeling your hands grip the mat, we're gonna inhale, pull ourselves up, super slow, back up to tabletop. Release the bolster off to the side once again. And then here in table, I always like to stretch one leg back at a time, heel presses towards the back of the mat. And then switching sides. When you're ready, we're gonna sit back onto our heels for just one last stretch before we come down for Shavasana. Let's bring our hands behind our back, interlace the hands, please. If being on your knees like this isn't healthy for you, you can sit on the bum as well. With the hands interlaced, let's find a big inhale to press the hands down towards the feet and just open up the chest. I want you to breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Slow release. Unwind and come back to table. We'll cross at the ankles, rolling onto the bum. And then just placing the bolster in the middle of your mat or a little bit further down. We're going to find ourselves resting on our backs. So you can bring your knees over the bolster and then just gently roll all the way down. Before we rest fully, I'm going to give everyone about 10 deep breaths here just to stretch the body into any last postures. So with the knees on the bolster, you can straighten the legs and reach the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. These are just a few suggestions here. And you can also hug the knees into the chest, giving yourself a big squeeze. You can find some gentle twisting from side to side to unwind through the spine. We've got about 5 more breaths here. Nice work, everyone. So when you're ready, we're actually going to set ourselves up for Shavasana. So like I said, the knees can be resting onto the bolster. The hands can be out beside you, palms up again if that's comfortable for you. Shoulders grounding into the mat. Let's close our eyes here and then take a big breath in through the nose. Release out the mouth. Do that again. Big breath in and out. Last one, please. Inhaling fully. Exhaling fully. And then letting go of those deep breaths. We'll just lie here, resting and relaxing into our mat for a few moments. Feeling the weight of the body grounding into your mat and then into the earth. Feel the connection between the knees and the bolster. Feel your eyes soften and your jaw release. Your face is relaxed. What I want you to do as you arrive in this place of relaxation and ease is to just notice how you're feeling after your practice in your heart center. How are you feeling physically through the hips, the back, chest, and shoulders? And then how are you feeling emotionally? giving yourself permission to be wherever you're at today. Even after our practice, we may still be feeling overwhelmed. We may still be feeling energetically out of balance and uneasy. Today I'm going to read you a passage from our favorite book, Journey to the Heart. Today the passage is called Trust Each Step. Stay present for each step of your journey. We don't go from one place to another in a gigantic leap. We get there in increments by going through each feeling, each belief, each experience one step at a time. Sometimes when we pray for miracles, what we're really praying for is help in skipping steps for shortcuts. The simple act of acceptance, of returning to each step of our path, can often bring us the miracle that we need. And then we see the truth. The real miracle is one always available to each of us. It's the miracle of acceptance. We can go where we want to go, one step at a time. Stay present for each step of your journey. Trust each stage. Many things are possible for you if you accept that the fastest way is one step at a time. And as you feel ready, let's start to wake ourselves back up with the breath first. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth, big release. With that breath moving deeper into the body, you may start to notice the body waking up, wiggling out your fingers, wiggling out your toes. You could find yourself hugging the knees into the chest or finding that beautiful full body stretch if you'd like it. And then taking your time, again, there's absolutely no rush to get here. We're gonna hug our knees into the chest and drop over onto our left side, please. Spending a few deep breaths, nurturing, receiving, and loving. This is our yin side, our left side, the feminine. And using the strength of your arms, your hands in the earth, let's return back to seated. Same position that we started our practice in today. Arriving here and seated, let's inhale to sweep the arms up overhead, press the palms. Exhale your hands to your heart center, bow your head forward. Let's take an inhale fully through the nose. Exhale fully out the mouth. The light in me honors the light in each one of you. Thank you for a beautiful heart-opening yin yoga practice today, and many blessings. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining this practice today. I hope you continue to open your heart space, continue to send and spread love out to everyone who needs it.